I am Zara, Bobbi Brown's pro makeup artist, and today it's all about how to look less tired, because we all go through it. If you are a mom on the go, homeschooling, haven't been sleeping, anything like that, this is all about how to really brighten up the skin, wake up the eyes, and just some really easy steps on how to look less tired. Right, so when it comes to looking less tired, something that's really important is your skin prep, because generally when we are tired or if we're ill, anything like that, what happens is the skin generally tends to get quite dull, our under eyes go really dark, our lips go really dry, and I always think that if your skin is super hydrated, really radiant, your under eyes are nice and brightened, you're always gonna look really refreshed and awake. So I'm going to start off with our Illuminating Balm. This is in the color Bare Glow. So essentially what Illuminating Balm is, it's like a primer. It will help to hold on your makeup, but at the same time it also gives a really beautiful glow to the skin. It just lifts the skin, it hydrates it, but you can put it after your skin prep. So I've already prepped my skin with my skincare, my hydrating water fresh cream, and my eye cream, and you can just take this all over, but look already at that difference. It's so glowy and it really gives this healthy look to the skin. So you can take this all over your face if you want to, if you're having a day where you feel like you look really dull. Otherwise, you can just take it on the points where you would highlight your skin, so a little bit on the high points of the cheek, the nose, the chin, and then I like to just take a very small amount underneath my eyes, because generally that's where I tend to hold all my tiredness, is my under eyes, because I can get quite dark underneath that area. So the Illuminating Balm, the pearl reflexes in it are just going to lift and brighten my under eye. And then make sure you are also prepping your lips. I think a lot of people tend to forget to hydrate their lips, or they'll just pop a lipstick on and then you'll see that it starts getting quite dry. So I'm going to go in with our lip balm SPF 15. It's very different to your normal sort of like Vaseline or Carmex, because it's got avocado oil and it's also got beeswax in it, so it's super hydrating for the lips. And I like it because it almost primes the lips before we actually go on to lipstick. Next up is under eyes. Now, under eyes is where we hold all our darkness. If we're tired, if we're ill, anything like that, this is really our main concern, to really brighten up, to take away that tired looking eye. So the first thing I'm going to go into is Corrector. It cuts through any darkness underneath the eyes. So if you do find, like myself, where you have a little bit more brown, greeny pigments underneath your eyes, you want to go for the peachy tones. However, if you do have more pinky purple underneath your eyes, then I would go for Bisque. So the color that I wear is called light to medium peach. A lot of people always ask me, can I wear a corrector on its own, or if I had to pick between corrector and concealer, which one should I wear? And the answer is you have to wear both of them together. It's kind of like shampoo and conditioner. You would never just condition your hair without shampooing it, if that makes sense, especially if under eye darkness is a concern. So I'm going to go in with my concealer blending brush because I want to get a little bit more coverage, and I'm just going to start right underneath my eyes, and I'm only going to place it where I want to really brighten up my under eye. So just around that lash line up into the inner corner over here, and then I'm just going to go in with my Instant Full Cover touch-up brush, just pat that out and blend it in. But you'll see the instant difference between the two sides. Look how bright that is already compared to this side. And the great thing about Corrector as well is you can actually apply it on any blemishes that you have. So if your blemishes tend to go a little bit darker like mine, where you can see those little dark brown marks over here, you can pop a little bit on top just to cut through that pigment. Look at the difference. It's amazing. So nice and bright. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other side. Now that our under eyes are nicely corrected and we've got a little bit of light under there, I'm going to go in with concealer. So I'm going to use two concealers today. One is the Instant Full Cover Concealer. This has a little bit more coverage, and the other one is the Intensive Skin Serum Concealer. This has a little less coverage, but it's got more of that hydrating serum base in it. So I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I wear the color Honey. And I'm just going to work that right underneath the eyes. And I'm just going to take this anywhere I want a little extra coverage to my skin. And don't worry about any blemishes just yet. If you do have any blemishes and pigmentation, I'll show you how to cover that after. Look at the difference it makes already. It's just brightened up the skin completely and without any foundation whatsoever. I'm just going to spot conceal little areas of my skin. And I'm going to use the corrector first because it just cancels out that depth on the blemish. Like you can see already, it completely takes that away. So it just means that your concealer doesn't have to work so hard when it's trying to conceal. Instant full cover concealer. You're just going to take a little bit of that because this has a better coverage, so it's better to cover any blemishes or pigmentation. Just take that, and then same thing with the brush, you're just going to spot conceal those blemishes and pigmentation. Now that my corrector and concealer is all blended out, I'm going to powder the skin down a little bit because I can see quite a bit of shine in my skin, which I love, however, controlled shine. So I'm going to go in with my very, very loved Skin Weightless powder in the color Honey. Just anywhere where I took a little bit more time to cover up my blemish, that's where I'm going to place this powder first to really make sure that it is covered, concealed all day long. When you want to stop yourself from looking too tired, especially if you are someone that's on the go all the time and you need things to be done really, really quickly, you really don't necessarily have to wear like full face of makeup. You can just do little things that will really brighten and lift the skin. So I'm going to go into my eye blender brush now, and just anywhere I can see a little excess shine, I'm going to take and dust the powder over that area. Ta-da! Skin done-ish. Let's go on to really brightening and lifting the skin. All right, so same thing like I said, when you're trying to stop yourself from looking so tired and so dull, a little bit of glow really, really helps. So I'm going to go in with a highlighter. Now, I love using my highlighter before I go into bronzer and blusher. And the reason being is because it just makes the skin look like the glow is coming from within rather than it being like the main focus of your makeup. So it still looks really, really nice and natural. Moon Glow. So it's like a really nice goldy tone, which suits my skin well because I've got a little bit more of that golden undertone. So pick up a little bit of that, and I'm just going to take it down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the tip of my nose, on the cupid's bow, a little bit on the high points of my cheek, onto the forehead. And then I love to take just a small amount right on that inner corner of the eye. And then the second one I'm going to go into is my Sunset Glow highlighter. This is my favorite highlighter ever. And I'm going to take my angled face brush and use this almost like a pre-blusher. And I always like to do these kind of bouncing motions because I find that the product sits on to the skin a little bit better and you don't push your makeup everywhere. Oy, 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 oy. So nice. Okay, let's go in for a little bit of bronzer. So I'm going to go in with my cream stick foundation, but in Cool Almond, so I use it as a bronzer. And I love working it onto my hand, like so. I'm just going to pat my brush in like this. So starting with the forehead first, and then I'm going to go in to the cheek. So it just gives a little bit of warmth to the skin, and it stops the skin looking really flat. So blusher time, and I am not going to use your typical blusher. I'm actually going to use a lip product. So this is the Crush Liquid Lip, and it's a very bright looking one. It's called Peach and Quiet, but I absolutely love it as a blusher. Now you can just dot it onto your cheeks and blend it out. I love to create that little bit of a glow to the skin. So I'm going to take a bit of my Illuminating Bomb, because this face couldn't get any shinier apparently. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my Peach and Quiet. So it almost creates this sort of cheek gloss essentially, just like that. And I'm going to bounce it on there and just pop that on my cheeks. So pretty. It just makes such a beautiful blush. Now that the skin is done, we're going to go on to the eyes. Now, a lot of people tend to take their concealer or their foundation all over their eyelids, but generally with foundation and concealer, they do have oils in them. So what happens is they start to crease really, really badly on the eyes, which makes your skin look very makeup-y. So what I would say is definitely use an actual primer that's made for your eyes. So I'm going to go in with the Longwear Eye Base in medium. I'm just going to kind of draw that onto the lid and just blend that into my eye. And it just means that if I do decide to wear any eyeshadows, it will stay on the whole entire day. However, you can just use this on its own without any shadow on top, and it will just brighten your whole entire lid. So once you've brightened up your eyes, I'm going to go into a very, very natural eye makeup. Again, I'm just trying to make myself look less tired rather than sort of plastering lots of makeup on. So I'm going to go into the Nude Drama 2 palette. This beautiful palette. Look how gorgeous it is. Whoa. And I'm going to go into the color here called Antique Rose. And I'm just going to sweep that right into my crease. So again, nothing over the top, just a quick little sweep. And then with this sparkly color called Showstopper, it's not really got a background color, it's more of a sparkle. I'm just going to press my finger into it like that. And then I'm going to press the sparkle down onto my eye. So it's a really soft sparkle rather than being an over the top color. And again, just popping a little touch of sparkle on the eye really helps to open and wake up the eyes. Now for a little touch of eyeliner, nothing too over the top, I'm going to go into this really dark color here. It's called Rich Caviar. I'm going to take my eye definer brush. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as a pop of eyeliner. So I'm going to press it into my lash line. And then once you get to the end of the eye, just kind of flick the brush upwards at the end. And that just creates a little bit more definition on that area. So it really lifts up the eye. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to leave the under eyes without any product, and I'm just going to really concentrate on the top of the eyes just to open and lift the eye a bit more. So I'm going to curl my lashes first of all, because curling your lashes makes such a huge difference, especially because it just lifts all the lashes out of the eye. And even on days where you don't really want to wear much makeup, if you just curl your lashes, it will make you look so much more awake. And then for mascara, again, I am actually only going to put mascara on my top lashes because I really want to open up my eyes. So with my Smokey eye mascara, just on the top lashes, really lift those lashes up. And it's completely up to you. If you want to do your bottom lashes, you can. However, I would really recommend maybe just doing a waterproof mascara on your bottom lashes just so it doesn't smudge. Because the moment you get any smudging on the under eyes, it looks like your under eyes are dark. It looks nice. Now for the lips. I'm going to do a tiny bit of lip liner, nothing too over the top. So I've already got my lip balm on, so I'm just going to kiss it off. And it just preps the lips before any lipstick or gloss or whatever it is you're going to wear. And I'm going to go in with my all-time favorite lip liner, Coco. So I like to start from the outer corner. Make sure that your pencil is always really sharp. And I like to smile as I do my lip liner because it tightens your lips, so it makes it much easier to draw in the line. If you want to make yourself look like you are more awake and alive, I would always go for something a little bit more glossy. So the same product that I popped on my cheeks, the Crush Liquid Lip in Peach and Quiet, I am just going to dab, one dab on the bottom, one dab on the top, and I'm just going to take my finger and pat it in. And this just gives my lips a really nice tint, and I like to finish off with a bit more of the lip balm because then again it just keeps it really nice and hydrated. Finish off the whole look with a spritz of setting spray because this is just going to really settle down the makeup. So this is the Primer Plus 3-in-1 setting spray. And you can do like a fair amount. It just helps to settle all those little powdery products down. So this is the finished look on how to look less tired. I hope that you enjoyed it. As per usual, please do leave your comments below. I'd love to know what you thought about this look. And if you haven't already, do subscribe and press the notification bell. If you did enjoy the video, I'd love if you gave it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye. Now that this if you enjoyed this video, do gives it what am I, Smeagol? Oh man.